Bismillah. So previously we talked about that the first step to getting out of your struggles is asking yourself why. Or at least that's what I did. Finding out what that root cause, that I was aimless and that I was directionless, and that there was a whole bunch of unhealthy, negative thinking patterns that I had within me. That gave me a path that I can take to explore further into how I can solve those struggles. So one of the best things that really helped me is taking up meditation, for example. Being out in nature, in a quiet area, where you're free of all distractions and you can really have a deep, hard look into the source of your thoughts and your emotions. And it has to be a peaceful location, a place that you enjoy being in and doesn't bring in any extra anxiety or thoughts. Because like we said, the first step is being aware, right? And through being mindful, you're able to detect throughout your busy life when a negative emotion or a negative thought comes up from your subconscious. You're able to pause and recognize that, hey, that is what is causing my struggle. So some of the unhealthy thinking patterns that really had the biggest impact on me is called the mental filter. A filter in general is supposed to filter out the good things or the bad things and leave the good things. But a mental filter does quite the opposite, where it filters all the positive things about who you are and leaves you with just the negative. So an example about that, when I think about myself, hey, who are you as a person and what you're doing? I'm suddenly thinking that, hey, I am a failure, I am not disciplined, I am purposeless, I am unattractive, I am not going to amount to anything in life. But someone asked me this question, it's like, hey, what are you good at? What are your accomplishments? And I paused and I realized it took me a second because I never really think about that. And so recognizing that we've got this mental filter can help us recognize the positive aspects of ourselves and balance those negative thoughts. Second thing was the all or nothing thinking, that if I had wasted the morning of my day, that the whole day is gone and that I would give up and end up wasting the whole rest of the day. The fact that I've spent the past 2 to 3 years without any progress is so demotivating, demoralizing for me that I don't want to put in the work today and throughout the future. And then third type of distorted thinking that I was is comparing myself to other people. And so instead of looking at everyone else at being so much better than me, recognizing that they as well have their own struggles. And instead of trying to be down of yourself because you're not meeting those expectations, instead look at their struggles and learn from what they're excelling at and ask them for advice and talk to them about your own. And you'll find that you're a lot similar than you thought. And comparing yourself to other people is very unfair because you're comparing your worst version of yourself that only you know to their best version that only the public knows. And you do not know what they have on their internally. So by being mindful and by being able to constantly detect these unhealthy thinking patterns, I was able to at least hold on to the beginning of the rope to pull myself out of the hole that I was in. And we'll talk further about this in the next episode.